this week's episode of the Rebel Run Sports Show. I am John Moore, joined as always by Rob G. and Papa. Week 2 of the playoffs, Rob. I like to say that there was no disappointments, but there were.
Let me just say this is a great week for me.
I'm sure.
This is a great week for me in a torn type of way.
Mm-hmm.
I really like those guys out of Hayfield. I think Coach Henderson does a tremendous job. But the fact that I get to lay into you a little bit is awesome. Man, start off the week. Let's just go right to it. Lake Braddock, Hayfield. Hayfield goes into Bruin Nation, and it did not go well.
It did not go well.
Completely shocked by it. I mean, I texted you midway through and was like, "What is going on?" Man, Lake Braddock just. They didn't want to hear any of your mess, that's for sure.
I'm hearing from them constantly.
I know you are. But they did not want to hear from you. They did not want you drinking any Hawaiian Punch. Man.
At least my blood sugar levels stay down now.
Well, that's their concern. That was their concern.
Yeah,
they were looking out for your health.
Ruination.
Man, how else does it get started? Lamont Atkins, a 4-yard touchdown run to get things going. And it was 7-0 in the first quarter. The second quarter was an onslaught. I mean, they 28 points in the second quarter. They're up 35-0 at halftime.
Oh.
Atkins has another 1-yard touchdown run. Then he picks off a pass and takes it back 37 yards for a touchdown.
Unfair.
We talked about it the last couple weeks. If Hayfield couldn't correct that turnover problem, they were going to run up on somebody that could take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And man, did they ever. You don't want that dude getting an interception.
No.
You do not want that dude getting an interception.
Like, just let him go.
Yeah, like it's trouble. And Mansoray, I told you that dude is one of the fastest guys you'll see on the field. He gets a 21-yard run for a touchdown, catches an 18-yard. Matheny catches an 18-yard touchdown pass, and then Atkins just finishes the scoring off with a 68-yard touchdown run.
Seems like he does that every week.
It's every week, man.
He does do that every week.
He does. No, it's actually absurd. Like, it's inhuman what he's doing this year. 8 carries, 151 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
I got this feeling like he's going to haunt me for years. I've been picking against him. He's killing me, Lamont Atkins. And you know, my family is diehard Virginia Tech Hokie fans.
You're in trouble.
He could be a problem.
I hope he scores on Virginia Tech a couple of times and then just yells John Moore when he scores. I would love to see that.
Don't do it.
Please, Lamont, do that. No, he was incredible. And Mansoray has 7 carries, 68 yards, and a touchdown. Last week, I couldn't stop talking about Ty Crabb.
Yeah.
Ty Crabb's dad. He hit me up yesterday and said, "Tell John that Hawaiian Punch better be sour." Ty Crabb, 4 of 5, 44 yards and a touchdown. Sometimes I don't know why they throw the ball. When you got dudes that are running like that, I don't even know why you take a chance for throwing the ball, but I'm sure Ty Crabb would like to throw the ball more.
I'm just still shocked. First of all, congratulations to Hayfield. They had a great year.
Absolutely.
They got great kids out there, and I had a great time following you guys. But the 42 points, I wasn't surprised at. They give up a lot of points in a lot of games, and Lake Braddock's obviously the power in the region right now, but blanked.
Yeah.
A lot of talent over there.
They do, and you know, we talk, that Lake Braddock offensive and defensive line, man, they're so good. They gave up only 45 yards rushing in that game. It's 20 carries for 45 yards.
Yeah.
Even as much as they throw the ball,
you're
going to have a tough time going against that defense if you can only get 45 yards.
Yeah.
Jacob Keeney, 23 of 36 for 187 yards through 2 picks. He said Lamont Atkins took one of them back. Let me just give us more of a shout out to the Lake Braddock offensive line, though.
Okay.
This year, Lake Braddock has 52 rushing touchdowns.
That's insane.
And 3,600 yards rushing.
That's insane.
It's ridiculous.
Maybe UVA should recruit their whole offensive.
Basically, there would be nothing wrong with that. But yeah, Mansoray has 700 yards rushing this year with 11 touchdowns. Crabb has 700 yards rushing with 7 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But Lamont Atkins, 144 carries, 1,869 yards, and 31 touchdowns on the ground. It's ridiculous. That doesn't count. I think he's got 3 interception returns for a touchdown, too.
That is absolutely insane.
He also got 16 catches for 218 yards and a touchdown. So 13 yards per carry ain't bad at all.
Grown man.
Basically. Gets a touchdown every 5 times he touches the ball.
I can't wait to pick this week's game.
Man,
You don't know where I'm going yet.
I hope you learned your lesson.
But everyone will hear it soon.
I hope you learned your lesson. Yeah, Lake Braddock rolls 42-0. My goodness, they're impossible.
Yeah.
They're impossible.
Rob, I was at South Lakes High School.
You love that place.
I do. They're great out there. Centerville at South Lakes. This game was a game I was really interested in seeing. Different styles, different coaching styles. This game started off all defense. Scoreless first quarter. Centerville was dominant on defense. South Lakes defense obviously was playing well too because they didn't give up any points. But second quarter, more dominance by Centerville's defense. This looked like a game that could have ended like the Lake Braddock Centerville game earlier in the year until Julian Garrett, I apologize, I had a camera malfunction and missed this run. He buzzed one of the craziest 62-yard runs ever. I almost threw my camera down. Couldn't believe it fell out. Sorry about that, Julian. So Centerville goes into the half up 7-0, feeling very confident. Kind of sucked the life out of South Lake's crowd for a little bit. They didn't really have much to cheer about in the first half. I mean, they're cheering for the defense. They held Centerville to 7 points. But third quarter starts, DeAndre Edmonds for Centerville, 65-yard run.
Oh, he was getting it.
Oh, yeah. So now it's 14-0, and Centerville's defense is playing at such a high level, you kind of got this feeling that, this could be the end for South Lakes.
Right.
But then Spencer Austin catches a 12-yard pass from Devin Miles. Dude, that combination, those two kids are special. They got a good thing clicking with each other.
Yeah.
So that makes the game 14-7. Centerville's defense still playing well. It was a well-executed drive by South Lakes, but they got downfield and they scored. Centerville gets the ball back. And then, now I know bad calls are part of football. But this is one of the worst calls I've seen. And you can watch it on RebelRunSports.com. But Centerville's pinned back after the kickoff. Quarterback scrambles, throws the ball at the 2-yard line. At the 2. Not at the half-yard line. Not the 1-foot line where the referee could have missed and mistakenly thought his foot was in the end zone. He was at the 2. And they call a safety.
You saying a little home cooking was going on?
I don't want to say that. I will say this. It benefited the home team.
Right.
So that puts the score at 14-9. And you felt even though Centerville was still winning, part of you felt like there was such shock and disappointment of what just happened, kind of sucked the life out of them a little bit, right? No excuse, but that was just the way the game went.
No, absolutely.
Ensuing drive, you see a 30-yard touchdown pass from Austin and Miles again. Miles Austin.
That one was ridiculous.
Yeah. Jump ball.
Yeah.
There's 2 jump ball plays in this game that were insane. So that puts them up 15-14. So the game's still hanging in the balance. Late in the game, up 15-14, South Lakes is driving down the field, and they're hit with I believe it was 4th and 4 from their own 10-yard line. And at this point, Centerville had exhausted all their timeouts.
Yeah.
And on 4th down, they decide to go for it instead of kick the field goal, and they draw Centerville off sides. Okay? Gives them a first down and goal with 1 minute and 40 seconds left, and Centerville has no timeouts. Now, I'm no mathematician, but I'm pretty sure you can kneel on the ball. Now, I am not one to ever question Coach Trey Taylor. I don't know if he got wrapped up in the moment. Calls a running play. Robert Mensah goes in and scores a touchdown. Albert Mensah goes in and scores a touchdown. Puts them up 22-14. So I'm sitting on the sideline with some of the staff over at South Lakes, and everyone's kind of scratching their head like, couldn't they just kneeled on the ball and the game was over? I was like, hey, that's what I'm calculating here. I was like, they better hope Centerville doesn't do something crazy. And then as you will see in the highlights, something crazy happens. You see Egbers catches a 75-yard touchdown pass from Edmonds, a reverse flea flicker, jump ball situation.
Yeah.
We're right around 1 minute remaining, and now we have Centerville going for a 2-point conversion to tie. And as we'll have it, South Lake's defense steps up, interception on 2-point conversion. They seal the deal. They win the game 22-20.
It's crazy.
It was a insane atmosphere. Shout out South Lake student sections, legit, right? Congratulations to Coach Haddock and Centerville. They had a great year. Isaiah
Absolutely.
Culver, disappointing ending, but it was great watching him all season.
Absolutely.
After the game, I caught up with Coach Trey Taylor of South Lakes, and my boy Crow rolled up on me. Take a look.
Congratulations, Big Crow. Dude, down 14-0. What's your message to the team?
I just said keep doing what we do. I said don't lay down one play at a time, and if we do what we do, we will have this game. And AK, that's what I just told them, that they never stop believing in each other. They never stop believing we can win, and let the scoreboard sort itself out at the end.
Your stars shine down the stretch. Talk about Miles and Austin.
Those three guys between Albert, Spencer, and Devin all year have just been the go-to guys. And again, you take one away, and the other one steps up, and it was just more of that tonight. Defense gave up a couple big plays, but I thought defense did a pretty good job. They just hung in there till the end. I mean, after that reverse pass for a touchdown, it'd been easy to lay down and let them get two, but they kept playing.
Well, congratulations, Coach. I'll let you go celebrate with your team. See you next week.
Thank you.
Man, talk about this game. You guys were down 14-0. You didn't see the panic at all. Explain it from your eyes.
Well, I think, once we got the ball moving, we stopped shooting ourselves in the foot. We had a lot of penalties in the first half. I think once we got that going, nobody could stop us. We just didn't play our game in the first half, but when we came out in the second half, didn't give up, started scoring.
What were your nerves like coming down the stretch on that last 2-point conversion?
I was a little scared, because, but I got faith in our secondary. They come to play when they need to.
All right, congratulations, man. We're looking forward to seeing you next week.
All right.
So once again, congratulations, South Lakes. Moving on, they got the test of all tests against Lake Braddock coming up this week.
Yeah.
I'm sure Coach Trey Taylor will have them ready.
Spencer Austin's a freak. That catch he made in traffic going up to get the ball is
ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
And Devin Miles, 14 out of 24, 188 yards and 2 touchdowns. These kids are juniors.
And he can throw on the run as well as anybody out there.
Yeah. Mensa, Miles, they're all juniors.
It's ridiculous.
So, bright future there, but the present is looking pretty good too.
with your boy Kroll, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, John, so we did a lot of talking last week. Well, I did a lot of talking last week about the game night experience at South County, right?
Yeah.
So I go to South County, Westfield. Game night experience at Westfield ain't that bad.
Ain't that bad, right?
Ain't that bad. So when you first come in the gate and you come down the hill, John Passero will know this because he's been to Westfield and covered games. When you come down the hill, they got obviously you and I, they got the snack bar on the right side there. The field's on the left, but then they got the huge grill going.
Yeah.
Shout out to the guys who made the burgers there. I had one of those when I first got there. Not bad at all. The DSA, Terry Toll, she promised me hot chocolate before, but without marshmallows. So I ain't having no hot chocolate without marshmallows, man. I'm just saying. But no, it was terrific. You get there, it was like 70 degrees. That thing turned quick, man.
Real fast.
It turned quick.
I don't know if South Lakes is in a wind tunnel, but it seems a whole lot colder there than everywhere else I've talked.
Westfield, you come down, it's kind of in that bowl.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it got cold on that field real quick.
I think it's the lake. It's the South Lake. Whatever.
Here, John the weatherman. So the game starts. South County looks like they got it going. I mean, they're getting down the field. They get a field goal to go up 3-0. But you can't put field goals up against Westfield.
No.
Not right now.
No.
It's 3-0 in the first quarter. This dude, Brian Delaney, the kicker for Westfield. Let me just say this. I've talked about him a bunch of times on the show.
He's been talked about more than any kicker than.
As well, he should.
Yeah, for sure.
He had 5 kickoffs. And you ain't returning any of those things.
Right.
Every one of them is in the end zone. You know he's the number 1 rated kicker in the country?
That's what we're talking about.
The number 1 rated kicker in the country. I was talking to a guy on the sideline from Westfield. He said, look, I charted his punts one night.
Yeah.
He said, every one of those punts that I charted that night were an average of 52 yards in the air.
That could pay for some tuition.
There's NFL teams that are like, yo, just jump to the NFL. That dude's ridiculous. He is a weapon that he's a weapon that people don't really look at for Westfield, but he's terrific. he comes out, gets them a field goal, and then Eugene Asante from Westfield gets a touchdown, put them up 10-3.
Yeah.
Doesn't get any better from there. Westfield's defense just took control of that game completely. And then Ramon Johnson, his running ability really just puts defenses in trouble because he could take that ball at any point and get some yards. He had a play in that game where it was a sure sack. I mean, it was a sure sack. How he kept his knee off the ground, I have no idea, but you can see it. He spins out of that thing and gains probably 7-8 yards, but it should have been a 10-yard loss. Gets out of it and gets around it. That dude's running really takes control for them. But a guy who in the area doesn't get enough attention at receiver, doesn't get enough attention paid to him at receiver, is Sean Eckert. I mean, I've talked about him a bunch, but man, that dude is a tough cover. He's tall, he's fast, he's pretty athletic. That guy's a tough cover.
Yeah.
He had a beautiful 76-yard touchdown. Battery goes out right then. I'm sorry Sean Eckert missed that touchdown. The one play of the game, I was like, all right, I'll switch it up right now. Boom, 76-yard touchdown.
Yeah. Talk about that Westfield coaching staff.
Dude, I told you last week, Kyle Simmons knows what he's doing this time of year. That guy is legit.
Shout out Coach Keating, Coach Hat.
Okay, saw Coach Keating on the field working up the guys before the game. I kind of leave those guys alone a lot. They're all business when they're out there. I try to leave them alone. Coach Simmons that guy knows what he's doing.
Coach Simmons is brilliant. You got some of the best assistants. I'm a little biased. They're old Fairfax guys.
Sure.
You got Coach Braddock floating around the yard.
Saw him at the game too. Yep.
That's a tough crowd right there.
It is. Now let me just say this: the one knock that I have on Westfield. Why aren't the stands packed?
I wondered that.
The stand, there was too many sections of that crowd that weren't full. I know it's a cold night. There was like some other things going on at the school, but dude, it should be standing room only on the Westfield side.
The only thing that I can think of is that another one of their programs was in a championship game somewhere, which wouldn't be beyond the realm of possibility.
No, but it was tremendous. They're up 10-3 at the half. They score another 10 in the third quarter, go up 20-3. Their defense was unbelievable in that game. Kevin Petrillo, however you want me to pronounce it, Kevin Petrillo was unbelievable in that game. Dude, this guy was a freak coming off there. He's really good. I remember in the state championship game, he made a crucial play in that game.
Yeah.
That guy is he's a monster.
Yeah.
But then Joey Free is a corner. Never really seen him before. He was on Dylan Spalding all night. Spalding had 3 catches for 25 yards. Joey Free had a ridiculous interception at the end, one-handed, comes down with it right on the sideline.
That is shockingly low for Dylan Spalding.
Yeah, man, that's how good this dude Joey Free was that night. No, he was legit that night.
Yeah.
I said after the game he was probably the MVP of that game because anytime you can hold somebody like Spalding to that, you're doing something. But that defensive line really put Jack McDaniels in a lot of bad positions throughout that game, and they control that game. I mean, you can hold South County to 3 points.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing
That's
some
good.
things. Yeah, man. You're going to be doing some things. So like we say all the time, it's hard to go against Westfield this time of year.
Well, that's 3/4 of the 6A. I mean, you got now 11-1 Lake Braddock, 11-1 South Lakes, 10-2 Westfields.
Yep.
So the last part of this playoff bracket was going to be between James Madison and West Potomac. So what happened there?
Well, West Potomac, they were without their starting quarterback. Mark Ellis, that guy is really good, and he's been good for a long time. That's got to be a tough loss, them going into that game without it. But they're still up 14-7 at half. They're on a roll. Brandon Lisenby, I talked about him last week. Catches a 25-yard pass to get the game started. They go up 7-0, and then Madison just kind of put the brakes on in the second half. That defense. I mean, I told you after I saw them play Stonebridge. Yeah. That defense, if you can hold Stonebridge to 15 points, you got something going on defense. So they were tremendous throughout that second half. They go on to win 21-14, but they shut the Wolverines out in the second half.
Right.
That's a tough task. I don't care who's playing quarterback. That's a tough task. They only gave up 134 yards rushing. And we've talked about it with Coach Eldridge. We've talked about it with a lot of people around in the area. Those two West Potomac running backs are tremendous.
Yeah.
So to hold those guys to 134 yards total is that's a feat.
Yep.
But Anon for West Potomac had 14 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown. One of those runs was 46 yards. So they really 13 carries for 36 yards aside from that touchdown. That's doing something.
That's not good.
Jacob Chowka goes 16 of 21 for 186 yards and a touchdown. Nick Conforti, 7 catches, 84 yards. But your guy, you ain't going to forget his name anymore. Landon Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
24 carries, 190 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Damn. Blame Hayfield. I would have never gotten that name wrong.
No.
Landon Thomas,
man. That guy.
Hayfield printing department.
Over the last 3 games, 176 yards and 2 touchdowns a game.
Yeah. Pretty good.
You ain't going to lose much of you doing that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like Madison, but I like him.
Yeah, I bet you're going to recant that statement at this point. But, man, you're in trouble this week. You got Lake Braddock.
I don't know where to go.
I don't even know why you would have brought that up.
I have enemies everywhere.
You said, I don't even know why you would have brought that up right
I
now.
don't know either.
Man, Madison, take shots at him. Landon Thomas, 176 yards and 2 touchdowns over his last 3 games. That's how you win late in the season, man.
Yep.
There's a reason why they're 10-1. They are really good. A couple other just scores in the areas. Stonebridge goes on and beats Broad Run 28-7. Speaking of really good, Stonebridge, they're 10-2. That's the reason why they're in the Final Four and 5A too.
Right.
Potomac Falls beats Albemarle 22-0. Potomac Falls was getting it. Cash Jackson, a little bit light on the game. 13 carries, 60 yards for a touchdown. But I guess when you're up 22-0, who cares?
That's right.
But one team, please play this game Friday night. My goodness, please play this game Friday night. Woodgrove played Charlottesville. I told you I saw Charlottesville last week.
Right.
Charlottesville was pretty good.
Yeah. Woodgrove's the last of the unbeatens up here, right?
And there's a reason.
Yeah.
They win that game 57-8. I told you Charlottesville was pretty good.
Yeah, they were.
Not against Woodgrove. Chima Capadua. Sorry. I'm sure that was wrong. But 19 carries, 190 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
It's 10 yards a pop.
This dude has 1,373 yards on the season and 17 touchdowns. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Their quarterback, Mike Kovich, had 14 carries for 103 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also was 7 of 10, 2 touchdowns and 107 yards.
Yeah.
He has 1,900 yards and 23 touchdowns passing this year. Also has 700 yards and 21 touchdowns rushing. Mike Kovich is getting it done for Woodgrove. He may have said, I saw a thing on Twitter, he said that best offensive line in the state. I think Lake Braddock might have a little something to say about that. But I'll tell you right now, if Woodgrove, it was in 5A, they'd still be playing right now. If they were in 6A, they might still be playing right now. Those dudes, it's almost unfair that they're in 4A. I'm not even kidding.
Right,
it's
right.
almost unfair. They are loaded.
Yeah.
It was 43-8 at half of this game. It's 43-8.
That's not fair.
Go on to win 57-8. Mike Kovich is great. I don't know what else to say about that. And yeah, their offensive line is really good.
Really good.
Well, sets up some matchups next week, John.
It does. I cannot wait to hear who you like in these games because I've already made my decisions. Where do you want to begin?
Bruin Nation, I hope you tell this fool. First, I want to start. Please play the Dominion Woodgrove game on Friday night because I really want to see that game.
Yeah.
Come on, Dominion Woodgrove. Play that game Friday night.
Do it.
Yeah, I really want to go to that game. So Dominion Woodgrove, they won 42-21 in their game.
Yeah.
Man, Vashon McCants, there's few people more fun to watch than Vashon McCants, the quarterback of Dominion. Love watching that guy. Can't wait to talk to him. I'm going to leave him alone until after the season, but I can't wait to talk to that dude because he is full of confidence too.
Is that your pick?
No, I'm going with Woodgrove.
I'm going with Woodgrove too.
I hope
We
so.
agree.
Yeah, they're tough.
They've given me no reason this season to believe that anybody can beat them.
No, they're undefeated. There's a reason why they're undefeated, and they dropped 50 like it's nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Woodgrove's a pick. Consensus.
yeah. All right. The 5A games, they're both playing teams. Potomac Falls and Stonebridge are both playing teams from out of the area. So I'm sure we're both going with Stonebridge and Potomac Falls. So
take the home teams.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll start Westfield at Madison.
Okay.
I think it's funny that the game's at Madison. No offense, Madison. I just think it's kind of weird that being this
one,
time
they
of year.
deserve it.
They are, and it's just kind of strange, this time of year that Westfield isn't playing at home.
Landon Thomas, you're legit. Westfield, championship high. I am taking Westfield.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I talked to at the game. I'm at Westfield. Meet Ramon Johnson's dad.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Talk to him for a few minutes before the game. Let him know there ain't no way I'm picking against your son.
Yeah.
There ain't no way. Yeah, I'm taking Westfield. That defense, dude. Joey Free.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, that's a short little segment there. We're both taking Westfield.
Yep.
So let's get to South Lakes at Lake Braddock.
All right.
I'm gonna go there. Everybody knows where I'm going. Lamont Atkins, Ty Crabb, the best offensive line in the state. There ain't no way I'm going against Lake Braddock.
You know what, Rob? I agree. Best offensive line in the state, Lamont Atkins, grown man. But guess what? The junior juggernauts from South Lakes, I just coined that phrase, you can hashtag it. South Lakes is going to pull off the upset. Yeah? My boy Dave Kroll. Just run behind Kroll. Run behind Kroll. South Lakes beats Lake Braddock. You heard it here. This may be the only place you heard it.
Coach Crabb, I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know
South
what's wrong
Lakes.
with him.
Coach Trey Taylor.
Hey, oh my goodness.
Those juniors.
When will he learn?
I've already learned. South Lakes, legit.
What's the bet this week? Because if you want to go back to the bet we had with Coach Eldridge last week, Coach Eldridge and I
think
both
we're
sat here and
experiencing
told
technical difficulties.
Wait, no. Coach Eldridge and I both sat here last week. You were like, yeah, if Hayfield wins, I'm going to pour Hawaiian Punch on you two back to back. And we both said,
If Lake Braddock beats South Lakes, I will.
You're already one bet down. You're already going to be dressed in purple running around the Lake Braddock field as Ty Crabb and Lamont Atkins chuck footballs at you while you run.
I will do the amount of push-ups that Lake Braddock scores while the Lake Braddock Bruin mascot is counting.
Oh my goodness. I really want to be at that game with you just so I can see this happen. I don't even know. Lake
Seahawk
Braddock
Nation.
Bruins, what is wrong with them? There ain't even nothing else to say. Guys, there's nothing else to say.
Thanks for joining us this evening.
What is wrong with you?
Seahawk Nation. We'll see you next week.
We will see you next week. I can't wait to see you all next week after that.
Rob Giapapa, I'm John Moore. You can see us on Comcast Local, Prince William Channel 2, Reston Channel 28. Reston. You know who's from Reston? South Lakes.
Always on demand at rebelrunsports.com. You can find us there anytime, Lake Braddock.
We'll leave you with this week's
team's top play. It's probably going to be Lamont Atkins. No, it might not be.
Oh my God, I hope South Lakes win. Come on, South Lakes.
This week's top play comes to us from South Lakes High School, where South Lakes running back Spencer Alston goes up between two defenders, catches a pass, and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. If you have a top play, please send them to us at highlights@rebelrunsports.com. Thank you and have a good week.